think what's most notable is that there have been no statements from U.S. Central Command, no statements from the Pentagon. Secretary Hegseth and the rest of the national security team have been over at the White House with the president. No statements from the president or the White House. That suggests to me that we are in a very intense phase, a very dangerous phase in terms of, the ticking clock in terms of trying to find this second crew member.
2 American pilots went down in Iran. No one knew. And someone in America, on American soil, just handed Iran a roadmap to find them. Iran didn't know they survived the shootdown until we told them. Then they put a bounty on their head.
اگر خلبان یا خلبانان دشمن را
افراد و کادرهاشون به دست نیروهای مسلح جمهوری اسلامی
and on every American trying to find them and bring them home. This isn't about press freedom. This is about 2 men bleeding in the dirt while someone filed a story. I'm going to break down exactly what this leak cost from someone who's lived OPSEC. Here's the timeline. An F-15E Strike Eagle goes down over Iran. The pilot and the weapons system officer eject. They're alive. The military goes into immediate recovery. Covert op already moving. Hundreds of personnel, complete radio silence. And for about an hour it held, and then it didn't. A media outlet published it. Pilots down, Iranian soil. And here's Trump's words. Listen.
As you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker. And talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it, and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about, because some things you can't do, because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get. So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people trying to get it.
Let that hit you. Iran was searching blind, massive area, no confirmation the pilot survived or the weapons systems officer. One story changed all that. Stop. I need you to understand what just happened operationally. On submarines, we had one rule. You do not confirm your existence, not position, not status, not mission. The silence is the protection. Loose lips sink ships. Picture this pilot right now, this weapons system officer. He's evading, moving at night. Every second is a decision. Before the leak, Iran knows a jet went down. That's it. They're searching hundreds of square miles completely blind. After the leak, they know they're alive, they know one's been recovered, and they know one is still on the ground. They know we're coming for them. The search area just went from hundreds of miles to a kill box. Every Iranian military unit, intelligence asset, and militia proxy just got a vector. And every American on that rescue op, now they're a target too. That's not press freedom. No, That's a man's life handed over for a headline. Here's what nobody's talking about. The CIA had an active deception operation running before the leak hit.
Infiltration on Saturday night, our intelligence reflects that the Iranians were embarrassed and ultimately humiliated by the success of this audacious rescue mission.
Think about what that means. U.S. intelligence was feeding Iran false coordinates.
Because it is the unique tradition of the U.S. Armed Forces that we leave no man or woman behind, this was a no-fail mission. That was the spirit in which the president put us to work. This was also a race against the clock, as it was critical that we locate the downed aviator as quickly as possible, while at the same time keeping our enemies misdirected.
False signals, running deliberate misdirection to protect the pilot and the rescue teams. Textbook denial and deception. It was working. The leak didn't just expose the pilot, it told Iran the deception was real. Stop chasing the ghost trail, start hunting the real one. And it gets darker. For that deception op to exist, someone inside of Iran was running it, an asset, a source, a human being risking their life for us. When that story published, that operation potentially burned, then things changed. That source may now be compromised. We don't know if they're alive. One scoop, potentially an entire intelligence network gone. Now here's where the bounty comes into play. Iran's response was immediate. They had a bounty on the pilot, on the Wizzo, on every American looking for him. Don't think of this like a movie. This is operational. A bounty activates every militia, every proxy, every irregular fighter in their network. It turns every civilian in that search, in that radius, into a potential threat and a bounty hunter. Hundreds of Americans right now operating under active financial incentive for their capture or death. The leak didn't expose a location. It manufactured a threat environment for an entire rescue operation. And the person who did it is sitting in an office somewhere in America, probably in and around the White House, maybe in the West Wing. They've probably been in some security briefings, and I guarantee you they've got a security clearance. And that's where we really need to rethink everything. Since the Trump administration's been in, they've had multiple leaks, and they've tried to get rid of them. But the leaks continue to happen. Now, they will find who did this. And I want to ask you the question, is this treason? You put men and women on a battlefield, you put their lives in jeopardy. You put their livelihoods in jeopardy. You risked a father, a son, a brother, a dad, a husband, a grandchild. You risked their lives for a story in a newspaper. Is that right? Is that where we're at in America right now? But Trump was direct. And here's what he said.
The pilots and for the people going in to search for him, all of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get.
Now, here's my take, not the cable news version. I believe in the First Amendment. Hard. I've defended it. But the First Amendment has never been a suicide pact. There's a legal doctrine called material support. It means this: if your actions provide concrete assistance to a foreign adversary, intent doesn't matter. Publishing the location of a covert rescue operation in real time inside of a hostile country, that's the standard. That's 18 U.S. Code 798. That's the Espionage Act. The DOJ has the tools. The question is whether they use them. I've been in environments where one wrong transmission gets people killed. I don't need a law degree to know what this was. This was material support for the enemy. Whether a court agrees, we're about to find out. Here's the bottom line. The pilot survived and was rescued, survives the shoot down in Iran. The Wizzo evades and escapes. He climbs 7,000 feet. Some rumors are saying 5 miles away with just a pistol. Now, he left some dirty skivvies and some toothpaste, and I think that's the ultimate troll. I think that was planned. But the American that gave away the location, they gave Iran a target, a prize, and Iran put a price on his head. Hundreds of Americans were searching for him, and now they become targets. And an intelligence network built over years, potentially gone. And what did they get out of it? A scoop. And I think what they really wanted was another Black Hawk Down ceremony. They wanted Donald Trump and the president and the United States military, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, they wanted them to have egg on their face and blood on their hands. The hatred for President Trump, the hatred for the United States military, the hatred for success put this man life in danger. And that's where I'm at right now. And I believe that we're not in a war technically, but this is a conflict. If it was a war, is this an act of treason? I want you to ask yourself that. If that was your dad, your brother, your husband, your son, your grandson on the battlefield running for his life at night, and a newspaper ran that headline, giving a vector, giving a radius, giving an area of where they might find them, what would you want? Would you want them to be held accountable? Would you like them to be shut down? Would you like them to maintain their freedom of the press under the First Amendment? I'll ask you those questions, and I'd love for you to answer them in the comments. If you want analysis that gives you the actual technical picture and the tactical picture, not the political spin, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.